If you work in finance, you've got to watch out because the robots are coming for your job. Or are they? You've probably heard a lot of buzz about artificial intelligence. You might already be worried about what it means for your finance career. Will you soon find yourself replaced by a robot, forced to live out your days in a dystopian future where the machines rule all, like in The Matrix? Well, not quite. I'm Mike, your inside guy in the corporate finance world. I was an early adopter of what we now call AI tools all the way back in 2018, when I first integrated a natural language processing tool with a click visualized dashboard that allowed it to pull together some very basic and rudimentary commentary. And even then I realized that the promises of these tools didn't always live up to the actual reality of using them. And in the same fashion, they changed my job, they changed my team's jobs, but it didn't change them quite the way we expected. Before we get rolling, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. Not only does it keep you updated with the latest and greatest from Mike's F9 Finance, but it also helps to spread the word of finance, making it a little less intimidating for everyone. Also, make sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to share an incredible bonus that will kickstart your AI journey and help protect your career long into the future. So before we really start panicking about job security, let's take a closer look at how AI is actually being used in the world of finance. Well, AI has made significant, tremendous advancements in the last year or two. Things like automating tasks and data analysis and fraud detection. It hasn't really taken over any human jobs just yet. In fact, many experts believe that AI will lead to the creation of new jobs in finance rather than replacing and eliminating existing ones. These roles will be focused on managing and utilizing AI technology, as well as providing strategic decision making based on what we're getting from the AI technology. So first, what is AI anyways in the context I'm talking about it? Well, it's not actually artificial intelligence the way you would think about it, as I said in The Matrix. It's really two technologies today. The first one is machine learning. This is where computers can get better with their predictions over time. Think about how Netflix or Spotify continuously recommend better titles for you. And the second is natural language processing. That just allows a computer to talk to you like a person, and it allows you to talk to the computer like a person. All of these work on pattern recognition. AI has enormously large data sets in these models like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, what have you. And it recognizes patterns of how things and words and phrases come together over time. And it's really recommending the best pattern. Now, obviously, that has a lot of implications for finance where things are pattern-based. So what is the state of AI in finance today? Well, I conducted a survey of over 500 finance professionals across industries to find out where AI tools are really being used and what's actually happening. I combine this with a lot of surveys that are being done by various news outlets and research organizations. What I found across these studies is that, well, over half of CFOs are talking about AI and mentioning using AI. Only 19% of finance teams have actually rolled out AI tools. And where they have, more than 50%, nearly 60 or 70% in some cases, of the use cases are in fraud and compliance. Now, that makes sense with what we talked about before, that AI is about pattern recognition. And fraud and compliance is where something doesn't fit the pattern. Now, on the implementation side, skilled personnel and data management are the biggest challenges to adoption. These were mentioned by almost every single person I surveyed, and they're consistently mentioned in surveys across the industry. Here's what AI can't do and will likely never be able to do. AI can't create something new. Remember, it's just looking back at patterns from the data it has. It can't understand the context of your specific business. You may be able to get it some additional context about your business, but it will never fully understand the whole situation. It can't make decisions. It may sound like it makes decisions, but it's not actually deciding. And lastly, it cannot inspire or influence team members because it's not human and it doesn't understand human motivations. Now, AI can help you create something new. It can help you understand context, make decisions, and inspire and influence. And that's a very fine line. As you'll hear me say a lot, AI is an assistant. It does not replace you. It does not lead the project. It assists you in working faster and better. And that's really critical. So now I'm going to take you through the 4 things that I've identified that are likely to change in the finance world. And these are not the traditional things everyone else is talking about, like jobs being eliminated. And most importantly, I want to share with you what you can do to prepare for each of these 4. So the first one is that I see finance roles becoming more technical, not less. This has already started over the last few years and it's only accelerating. In the past, you could get away with knowing Excel and you'd be up there with 90% of finance professionals. But that's not going to be enough in a world of AI where routine tasks are being automated, where data sets get larger and where things have to move faster. In this light, programming, data analytics, and machine learning become absolutely critical as you think about process improvement and automation. And all of these skills, process improvement, automation, these are not skills the traditional finance person has today, but they're all roles in an AI world that we'll need to know. Even if you're in management or an executive where you're not physically coding, you'll need to understand how these systems come together, how you can support your teams, where software or solutions are needed, and how you can improve processes. So what can you do today? Well, the first thing I would do if I were you is I would learn Power Query in Excel. I've got a great video on this. I'll put the video right here for you. This video will walk you through Power Query, which is a free tool in Excel for data manipulation and analysis. It's a great place to start learning the basics, and I think it will really help you in your job today. I know I use it daily, and it can automate and save and repeat some of your tasks. It's a great place to start with both coding and automation. Then I'd recommend courses on Python, R, and SQL. Python by far being the most used going forward. R and SQL also important. And then follow industry trends, and I'll help with that. Make sure to follow F9 Finance on X, Threads, wherever you are, because I'm going to be sharing in real time as I find updates what those are and how you can stay on top of them. Second, AI is going to handle routine, repeatable tasks. Think about physically running payroll, account reconciliations, first passes of forecast. So what that means is that the finance pros need to add value and drive insights. You need to handle the edge cases. You need to add value to the company. And most importantly, as people will expect savings from AI tools, you need to find ways to add more value to the organization while using less resources. Those resources are people, time, what have you. So what can you do about this? Well, you can develop your analytical and strategic thinking by engaging in workshops, reading up on finance strategies. You can explore case studies and even practice crafting insights from data. There's a great website I use, a lot of free data sets. It's called Kaggle.com, Kaggle.com. You can download some great free data sets, put it into Power Query that we just talked about, or other systems you're learning, and start practicing these skills. Also, places like Harvard Business Review, a lot of online libraries have some great case studies where you can look and see how people have made these decisions and added value. Number 3, data stewardship. AI thrives on clean and organized data. And for anybody who works in finance, we all know that most data is disorganized and inconsistent. If your company has an accounting system, a billing system, a payroll system, an accounts payable system, a front of house, POS system, I guarantee you that there's different master data, different coding, different terms for things in every single one of those systems. And that doesn't work for AI because it can't often understand those nuances. So in the future world, every single person will be a data steward, not just our financial systems teams, not just the data teams. So what can you do? Well, take courses on data cleaning. If I had to pick one of the 4 things I'm talking about to focus on, it would be data. It's critical today. It's even more critical in the future. Advocate for master data management, even if it's just in your scope. Those tools I talked about in the first one will help. You start off with Power Query. Something that I like to do in Power Query, which I talk about in my tutorial, is I like to build mapping tables. So if I have different master data, different terminology across systems, I'll build that into a table. I'll pull it into Power Query, and then Power Query can add it into any data set that I have. So in my own world, if I can't control the data anywhere else, I can at least control it in my own world in my own mini databases. You have to take ownership of data wherever you can. Advocate for it broadly, but control it in your scope if that's all you can do. Number 4 is prompting AI tools. And this is a skill that not a lot of people are developing because they think, oh, well, I've used ChatGPT, I've typed things in. Well, you're right, but you're wrong because it's a lot more complicated than that. Remember, AI is the assistant, not the leader. You're the leader, and you need to guide AI just like you would someone on your team. Now, what's really fascinating is I just read a study about AI, that AI tools are actually mimicking human behavior, and this is where prompting becomes so important. Just kind of a funny one, AI tools perform significantly worse in the month of December because humans perform worse in the month of December, and for some reason it's replicating that behavior. Also, if you give someone a long block of text to read without a lot of line breaks, they're going to start skipping over parts in the middle. They'll remember the beginning and the end, not the middle. So that's why we always break things up. AI is actually being shown to be the same way, that it will lose track of text in the middle of a long block of text, and it's better to separate things into sections. That's where prompt design becomes so important. The first thing you can do is practice to find what works for you to talk to these tools. ChatGPT and Claude have free versions. There's a slightly better version for $20 that gives you a lot more queries if you want to practice a lot, but the free versions are totally fine. I also have a free AI tool that I can share with you. I'll have a link down in the description. This is totally free. I have a link on my website that will take you right there. I built this bot in ChatGPT as a pocket financial analyst. This will help teach you how to use it. That's one of the functions I built in. It will help teach you how it can help you with finance, and it will teach you different ways to prompt and ask you questions to that end. And this is where we come back to that bonus I mentioned, because what I want to share with you is my ultimate guide to AI prompting. This is one of my newest resources. I'm super proud of this because what I did differently than any other resource is I don't just give you a library of prompts, although I do give you over 100 examples of prompts. I give you a framework for how to structure prompts so you can work in any situation. And then once I give you that framework, I give you over 100 examples across functions like treasury, risk management, FP&A, accounting, to show you how you can use it. But most importantly, I'm teaching you how to use it in any role. And what I want to do is I want to give my viewers 80% off. It's already 50% off, but I wanted to give it to you 80% off so you can get started today. That's only $10. Click the link down in the description and use code YouTubeAI to get your copy of the Ultimate Guide today. So there's a couple of things I want to make sure you take away from this video. First, AI is the assistant, not the leader. That means you probably have a lot more job security, but it means your role is going to change. Just like you have to adapt to a team if you're a leader, you have to adapt to AI to use it in the way that's most effective and the way that AI is designed to work. Second, if you pick just one of these skills to start with, make it data management, because data will be absolutely critical as these tools roll out. And it's probably where we as a finance function are the farthest behind and need the most support. And lastly, I want to really encourage you. This is a major shift in finance, but it is so doable. In the world of YouTube, in the world of LinkedIn Learning and Udemy, all these different resources, Coursera, there's so many options to learn these new skills. These will get you started, and honestly, from what I've seen, this is 80% of what you need to know to get rolling, to get on your AI journey, and to protect your career over the long term. The people who know these skills first, the people who are on the edge, will quickly be recognized as AI leaders in their companies, and I highly encourage you to do that. The most important thing, though, is you need practice. If you aren't getting opportunities at work, then you need to practice at home. You need to ask for those opportunities. You need to come in with use cases for AI as you start to learn about these tools. And if you're just absolutely not getting the opportunities at work, it might be time to look for a new job because you have to stay on the forefront of this. And honestly, if a company is just completely resistant to rolling this out in the finance function, that may not say great things about that company's financial future. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which strategy you're excited to implement. I read every single one. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more unfiltered finance strategies coming your way every single Monday. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, this is Mike signing off from F9 Finance. Cheers.